Hello. So we're still stuck in the damn place of getting the damn address of the uniform buffer. That's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna get it. We're gonna get the damn uniform buffer and I'm gonna be happy as hell. Trust. I think I haven't heard much about the guy who does the macOS metal implementation, but it's fine. We'll get to it when we get to it. Probably, hopefully sometime. But yeah, let's see. Because I was stuck with the problem. We should fix... Ooh, wait a minute. No, that's just the vertex. Even though that's... I should probably abstract this away to some like shader stage namespace. But we'll see. This is what we better. This is what we want to make good, right? So let's see. Into Zig soup. Build -- watch. So Zig build run client and it's gonna crash. Run space dash there, and that's because scripter was not enabled. Yeah, we're stuck at this problem. I don't know how to get it enabled because I feel like I do have it enabled. So I'm so confused that it says that it's not. Scripter buffer extension must be enabled. Vulkan. Scripter replay indices. Scripter buffer. Enable. Scripter blah 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 blah. Create descriptor buffer extension, descriptor set layout, create. Wait, am I missing? Nah. VK command buffer extension. Let's see, what if I just do this? Try to find that. Maybe this is a cloud moment for on it. Like for real, I cannot seem to be getting this because I feel like I have more than I need to get it enabled, but I cannot get it. I don't get it. Well, I will do Claude. Wait, but this is... But the following buffer contains... Okay, but that's a different problem. At first I just need to be able to get this thing to work. Because the other one is just a flag, and that shouldn't be too problematic to get to work, but I just need to... But let's see, Vulkan device... Line 123. So, but that's what descriptor buffer. Isn't this the thing I got? Physical device buffer. A descriptor. Device buffer. I'm actually haven't. Is that it? And then it's gonna take in that thing. So I have just done a typo, kind of, not really, but yeah, I have misread. Oh no! Structure type physical device, and then I just went, oh yeah, buffer device address features, but it's descriptor buffer device. Oh my god. Yeah, okay, that was the thing, but now I feel like this I can do myself. Thanks. Yeah. Associated with has no associated valid usage VK resource, but none of the following buffers contain it. Yeah. Okay, so actually this is kind of not something that I even need, I guess, then. And I will just change this to this. Yeah. Then... So you just need to p binding info address in descriptor buffer. Let's see, bind descriptor buffer here, pass in the info to, funny name, isn't it? And then the GPU address, which we're gonna get from here. But wait, do I need to pass with buffer usage? Usage VK buffer, but none of the following buffer contains it. So when I create this buffer, I never told it to. Which comes from here, this one. Which comes from here. Not that one. It's this one I want to find. Where I initialize it there. And this is this a VMA usage or a Vulkan usage? I think it's a Vulkan usage. Well, I think that was what they was trying to tell me that I need to do. So it would like to. Wait, what? That's. Oh, I have just provided the wrong extension name. Oh. Or do I need both of those? We'll see. Was created with VK uniform buffer descriptor buffer, but requires shader device. Okay, so I need both of them, or all of them actually. Okay, let's see. Descriptor buffer is null. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Could I get these ones to be like on individual lines? Because it's super annoying trying to read this. Nope, it doesn't like that. Well, I guess we'll keep it like that then. Fuck. So unreadable. That's okay. Let's see. Set this script. Or I'm in the swap chain. Wait, hold on. Yeah, because these are these buffers. Those has to be like that. Not that. That's a bit. Well, I guess it's fine. And now we're in here, we're trying to do this thing. P buffer indices is null. Specs. Oops, now I've been twice. P buffer must be a valid pointer to an array of set uint values. Offset must also be a valid pointer. So. But what are these things? I have no idea what they are. Yeah. that, we can paste it here, and we're gonna find out. Like, what am I supposed to provide in to it? I think they went to the same page. It's appointed to an array of indices into the descriptor buffer binding point set by... I'm still unsure what that means, because I do not... I just want a view projection matrix, no indices, really, I don't care for that. It's appointed to an array of VK device size offsets to apply to the bound descriptor buffer, and I don't know what that means either. What we can do, we can still go in here and ask for it. Let's see, and try to understand what the hell those things are, because I do not... A view projection. Okay, a view projection matrix and the time, but... there is in online, yeah, that I know. VK set offset, yes. You're passing null for and offset, but Vulkan requires a valid pointer. However, if you just want to pass view projection matrix, you're making this way too complicated. You can push const. No, I don't want to do push constant since you're all. No. No. Or do you want the shared uniform buffer, like keep the buffer? Wait. Have to hold view projection that all shaders can access. The issue is the VK descriptor set requires actual pointers, not null. Let me fix that line and also look at how properly set up the descriptor buffer. You need to pass actual values to P buffer indices, okay? But can you pass a U32 and just let them be null instead, like 0 instead? Is that a valid approach? I feel like that's and isn't that just the same as passing null? You need to update your shader to use uniform buffer here. No. They already got the information. Don't try to do anything like that. So that's a valid approach. You cannot pass null, but you can pass a 0. That's... Okay, I guess... Nah, that does... Nah, wait. What? That's bullshit. Okay. What the fuck? Okay, I guess you're passing still like a... address... What? That's bullshit. I do not approve. Yeah, so you're passing the address of this, which then is apparently okay. That is... Nah. That's... Nah. So the offset is just a... device size... Let me check this real quick. The device size... indices... buffer index 0... P buffer indices... That's just a U32, and then device size... That one I could at least... That's the offset. CVK... device size. So should still do the same thing. And then just pass them as pointers. That's so dumb. I guess it's more in handy when it actually gets to something else, but okay. At least we got the triangle back. Now let's see. After descriptor set layout, descriptor set layout for a set 0 was created with VK descriptor set layout, create descriptor buffer flag set. The Vulkan state that for the Vulkan descriptor set layout for each set from first set to first set plus set count when layout was created must have been created with VK descriptor set layout create info the bit. So I need to just create the descriptor set with this for the layout, which I'm not apparently. So okay, but descriptor layout, descriptor, what am I trying to do? Let's see. For each first set layout, when layout was created, must have been created with the VK descriptor set layout create descriptor set buffer bit extension. Do I have to add something? How do I add that? EK descriptor set layout. This is just this thing, flags. Then I would probably like to pass in flags as a separate thing, but we'll do this now just to see if that's the thing that I want to do. Okay, that got rid of all of the problems. Okay. So I think I will take in a separate flag for that. Descriptor flags. Flags. And those are usually U32s? Or what are they now? I think it's a U32. C into U32, which should be fine. And yeah, then we'll take this from here. We'll go here. Paste it there. And then what we'll do here, we go to references, and this is the only place. So we'll do it's to that thing, and then here we'll have another. There should be another. Hold on. We'll just pass this thing like that. Like so. And it should be the same thing. Yep. Boom. So now we've got the view projection matrix. We should have the time as well being passed. So in theory, we should be able to go to the vertex shader. And I haven't really declared how it gets in here. That's okay. Wait, how did I think this through now? Yeah, because I just bind the descriptor set. Or descriptor layout, not descriptor set even. Lol, I'm a bit of a funny guy. Okay. No, that's fine. I'm actually gonna do a okay, I'm not gonna do that right now, but that's fine. Because you're gonna take in this information, let me think. Okay, now I should be able to just... it's interesting that the shaders doesn't say anything that it should be actually kind of bad that I do this. But... yeah, I should be able to do a return because all of these have defer on them, so I should be able to just do a return here if this is bad. And the same for this logic over here. And that should be fine to... right, but I do the D in it too early, I just realized, because I remove... no wait, I only do it if it's good, don't I? Yeah, then I destroy it and I make a new one, so we will not even run into this. So now if I go to the vertex and I do something I should not be doing, like let's say I put the S here and we save. Yeah, it won't crash, instead it will just tell me that there's an error. Woo! Okay. This will though be a problem on the init, because there... now we're gonna try to run it, well then it's fine that it doesn't start. But during runtime probably it's not that ideal. Anyways, what we can do now is, let's see, Vulkan. And I'm binding to the 0. Vertex. So we can do a... where should I do this so it makes sense? Should I have the types at the top? Because these are all kind of like connected. I will just do it here. Layout, layout, location. No, that's isn't binding. Or is it bind? I swear to God, it's something like that. Location. Okay. And I don't store it in here. I store it in input structure. So it's set 0 binding 0. That's what I want to do. Uniform. Set 0 binding binding 0 and then uniform, and this is just gonna be, I don't know what to call it, data. And this will just come in as a matrix 4. Is it a capital M? I'm not sure. Projection view, like so. And then we'll have float time. Let's see. Something is wrong. Let's see what is the thing. Error, syntax error, unexpected struct, expecting semicolon identifier. What? Like this. Yeah. Okay, now it seems to be fine. So I should be able to then, for example, say data dot time. Am I dumb? I'm feeling this is how it should be. Wait. Let's see. Message error data cannot be used. Maybe instance is named needed. Okay. Undeclared identifier. Because I have to give it actual name, so it's scene data. I could use the same naming. I think I got something in my eye. Jesus. Hello. See, scene data, and then we'll just give it scene data. Scene data.time. Okay, I think I got it in though, so that's pretty good. Doesn't complain, but we're still not really seeing any changes happening. So now we're gonna go back into the Vulkan code here and check that we actually provide time when we do the copy. Let's see. Do I even do the copy? I just have the, let's see, push constant GPU address, get address of info. It has the vertex buffer. Oh, no wonder it's doing the wrong thing. Wait, what the fuck? I'm passing the wrong thing. Wait, hold on. Because no, that's for push const. Yeah, no, that makes sense. It's here I want to look. Oh, thank God. So I do copy the scene data, which should be equal to time. Should be copied there. And I provide the current buffer. I get the current handle for that buffer. I send it equal to this. I say it is info 2. And yeah, it should be able to take that information. But I still don't see the triangle moving. And it seems to be fine. Let's see, std debug print time, the new line. Whoa. And let's provide scene data time. Right, plus equals. I'm dumb. I should use the accumulated time. Elapsed time. Yeah, now should be getting the actual time passed, but it doesn't seem to be doing it. So what we're gonna do is check here then. Time, which should be doing something. X, Y. It should be moving based on that position, but it's not. Okie dokie. Let's that one away. Q render. Oh. Launch. And let's take a snapshot there. Draw the lines. I should be able to see the information. Wait, hold on, what the fuck? Where is there's the blip. Begin render here. I should be able to see the information of these things somewhere. I'm pretty damn sure about it. But I do not. Wait. Because this is just the information from these things. Why the hell? Oh wait, let's see. Can I open up these things? Yes, okay. First, 0, pipeline layout, bindings, address. Well, that's... I can't... It looks alright. If you think about it as the identity matrix, but why is the time not set here? Let's see if I'm looking at the right thing to begin with. Command buffer, p binding address. What do we have here? Don't care about these things. Descriptor layout, pipeline layout, shader. What is this? Oh, okay. Do I have it? Let's see. Swap chain. Here, let's see, what do I... No, it should be reproducer matrix, and then I did do F16, right? 16 of them. That should be the same as saying 16. I'm pretty sure. Math, yeah. And then uploads should be fine. I don't get it. Why is it not there? Time. Okay, guess we're back to this thing. I don't see the time. Let me check. The shader looks correct. Let me check the descriptor layout, initialization, and the binding set issues. Descriptor buffer is being set up. With the descriptor set is set up with, the problem is that when using the descriptor buffer, you don't just bind a buffer containing your data. You need to create a descriptor buffer that contains the actual descriptor structure that point your what? Yes, create a descriptor buffer that will hold the descriptor structure. Write the uniform buffer descriptor into that descriptor buffer using VK descriptor. Bind a descriptor buffer. This is quite complex. If you just want a simple uniform buffer, you just push no. Because that's what I'm trying. I thought that was what I was trying to avoid to do by using this extension. But am I just wrong? See, you're right. The whole point of Vegas is to avoid descriptor pools and allocate this directly in buffer. Let me help you set. With descriptor buffer, you need to create buffer that will hold the descriptor data, not your uniform data, but the descriptor metadata. Use VK descriptor extension to write descriptor into the buffer. Bind the descriptor buffer, not your data buffer directly. Function get descriptor extension, which is needed to write descriptor. Okay, so they're gonna add that. That's fine. And then the right spot as well, yes. Now you need to create a descriptor. What? Why do I need? I already have. Wait. That buffer in the frame data. You're absolutely right. The GPU scene buffer in frame data is your uniform buffer. The issue is that you're trying to bind it as a descriptor buffer, but it's actually a uniform buffer containing your data. What are you trying to use shader pointers or something, right? Yeah. With descriptor buffer, you need your data buffer GPU. You have this a descriptor buffer that contains the descriptor metadata pointing to your buffer. You're missing this. Oh, but that I could just put in the push constant. But wait. Okay, I'm missing descriptor buffers. It's different thing. A fike? What is a fike? As far as I know. Ah, yeah. Yeah, apparently I'm mixing these things up right now. Your data buffer, GPU, you have this. A descriptor buffer that contains the descriptor metadata pointing to your buffer. You're missing this. So wait, you need a buffer for that and buffer for this. Your current code binds GPU directly as a descriptor buffer, which is wrong. Let me show you what you need to change. You have two options. Keep it simple. Use push constant for the view projection. Just add view projection to your put. No, I won't do that. That's what I'm trying to avoid. because I want it to be shared. Properly use the descriptor buffer. You need to create a separate descriptor buffer. Write the uniform buffer descriptor into using what? But that's so confusing. Why do I need a separate? Why can't I just then write directly to the descriptor buffer? Or would I need this thing? Or I could just, what I used to do, render matrix.
Yo, what's up?
Yo, what's up? How are you, my friend?
I'm good, I'm good. I will train though in a second.
In a second? That's crazy, bro.
Yeah, one. Now I train.
Alright.
Well, Lucas Cheesecake solved the problem.
You did? How long did it take?
Yeah. 5 minutes or 6, 7 minutes. I don't know.
6, 7? Oh my god.
Like now it's not for real. Like.
Tell it you're not trying to use descriptor buffers here. Extension name usually helps too. Yeah, but when I tell it that I'm not trying to do it, then it tells me that I need to do it in order to get it to work. So, great question. You can put your data directly into the descriptor buffer. That's actually a common pattern with descriptor buffers. Descriptor is just GPU buffer that can contain two things. Descriptor metadata structure that describes other resource. Inline uniform data, actual uniform data embedded directly. For inline uniform data, you use VK descriptor type inline uniform block extension instead of the uniform buffer. However, there's a catch. Inline uniform blocks have alignment and size restriction, usually 16 byte aligned and relatively small, max 4 kilobyte or so for a simple view prediction matrix, 64 bytes time 4 byte. This is perfect. Here's how to do it. Change your descriptor layout. Inline uniform block. Your descriptor buffer becomes a buffer that directly contains your uniform data to copy your data. Because, I mean, I got this, right? And I got... I thought this would be enough to get it to work, but maybe not. Because I do here this thing. So I copy the scene data, which is here, which I passed the elapsed time in. You can see that is what's being printed in here. And I don't mind the naming info one, but I basically just copy this thing into this one, right? And then I pass the buffer in here into this thing, and then it's in here, and then I get buffer device address, so I get the pointer to this one, and then I do this thing, descriptor buffer binding info extension. This is where it gets to, so I can use this thing, and I'm supposed to pass this thing into there, and there it has access to the address that I just got, so the GPU side should be able to handle it. But maybe I'm just doing this wrong. And then here set the descriptor buffer offsets extension. Because I don't want to use the descriptor pools and descriptor sets, right? So that's why I'm trying to use the descriptor buffers. But I'm not really following through if I don't do this, then I need to create another buffer, a descriptor buffer, with my current buffer. Which I find is super strange. Like, why would I have two separate buffers to do the same thing? Or accomplish the same end result? Like, what the fuck? Why not just... yeah, it tells me that I could do this, but I find that that's also like a slightly weird way to go about it. So I don't want to do that either. Can you explain why I need a descriptor buffer on top my actual frame data buffer? Why can I not just use that one as a descriptor buffer? Well, that's what I try. Okay, yeah, it's telling me I can do it with those flags. Traditional Vulkan, what you're trying to avoid, descriptor pool, yeah, allocates descriptor sets, contains handles to the uniform buffer. Yes, descriptor buffer extension, what you want. Descriptor buffer contains descriptor structure that points to the data. Data buffer. Okay, uniform buffer. Okay, the descriptor buffer contains Vulkan descriptor structure. Wait, the metadata, like here's the buffer at address with size y. The data buffer seeing contains your actual data. Think of it like descriptor buffer, a table of contents pointer, data buffer, the actual book content. But couldn't I then just... No, I cannot. Why not just put data in descriptor buffer? You can with inline in uniform blocks, but inline uniform blocks strict. You're meant for small, frequent updates. Large data style needs separate. Well, it actually is small, frequent update. It's just a view projection matrix with the time. So I guess it wouldn't be too crazy to do it because it's supposed to be something that is small, but that is everything is using and it's frequently updating, like every loop or every frame. It's not every loop, it's every frame. Well, I guess that's every loop, but it gets the new time. So the time gets updated. Maybe the matrix stays the same, that's a big maybe, but you know. So it's actually, I think it's kind of, maybe it is better to use the inline for even this case. But I would like to try out just having two separate buffers just to maybe practice the way it's actually supposed to be done. Because just a inline is perfect. The descriptor buffer would directly contain your view projection matrix, so you don't need both. You can use inline uniform blocks and descriptor buffer is your buffer. You want me to show how it's set up? I would like for you to tell me what to change and why. Okay. Damn. What you need to change current problem, you're currently binding this data buffer as a descriptor buffer, but Vulkan expects descriptor buffer containing descriptor buffer structure, metadata data buffer containing your actual data. Two solutions. Solution 1, inline uniform block recommended. That's what I want to do. Let's see, what's the solution 2? Proper descriptor buffer data. That would be nice to practice, but I think we'll go with this because this sounds like something that is just superior to actually the use case. So, but the other one is a good practice to probably what I would do else. Heyo, what's up, Edit? The descriptor buffer is your data buffer. No separate buffer needed. Okay, change descriptor type in Vulkan in line. Wow, it even gave me the line. What in the world is this? This depends on what. There's a lot going on, I guess. So apparently we should be able to also just. So okay, I thought that you could just straight up use a buffer as a descriptor buffer, but that's a special case you will have to do. So I guess we'll do that. So we'll go. Well, I'm already inside Vulkan, and then we can go to the line 146. So this line here, when you do descriptor layout, we have to tell it to be an inline uniform buffer. This might crash the thing that is actually running, but that's okay. I think it's good to stress test a little bit, you know. So we're gonna change the type to be inline uniform buffer. Let's see what it. The thing still. Oh, it's already fixed. It works. That was. I thought it was a little bit more. Come on. That's crazy. Oh my god. What I'm coding for? I'm trying to make a game. And yeah, I got to that point last time, but then I got a few other developers involved and we restarted the project. So right now I'm just trying to make it cleaner code base, more easier to use, and using more Vulkan modern features. So, well, yeah, this descriptor stuff. Descriptor buffers, so you can just pass address. So you won't need descriptor pools and sets. You can just use other the stuff as they are, and yeah. Bro, are you dev of Vulkan? No. I'm just learning. I'm just learning Vulkan. Thank you for the compliment. But yeah, but I was expecting a little bit more than just that. I was really like, okay, it's gonna be a bit more. Okay, descriptor, probably there's some initialization problems that I didn't get to see. Create a descriptor buffer, not data buffer. But bruh, this is what we're not wanting to do. Or I guess that's now we would do it in one go. Add field after vertex buffer. No. Now you're. This is what we don't want to do. Shush. I think it's tripping. What I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna go back to here, and when I did the print, I'm just gonna comment it out so we don't get on the re-init here. Let's see if we got any errors. We got this, but these are not actual like warnings. These are just or my application problem application stuff warnings. These are. Am I getting two inits at the same time? Because I got table system update context dinit. Looking at symbols. Yeah, it initialized twice. Yeah, we don't want that. Why is it doing it twice again? Ah! It's okay. But yeah, it's fine. Yeah, he created Vulkan. Okay, bro. Best thing of new creators. That they talk about. Let's go double kill. What? But yeah, okay, that's a double kill. Yeah, it's the yikers. But we should be able. We could take this one with us actually to over here. We can keep it there. That's pretty cool. And we should be able to utilize now the time that we get from this thing, and we don't even have a descriptor set or pool, and we can immediately just take advantage of that. Yeah, well, you can already see it's happening. But what we could also do is just take and multiply. I don't know. We could take the red color, multiply that with sin times actually time, and we could divide that by 2. And before we do that, actually, wait. We want to take the sin and we'll plus 1. So it will be between 0 and 1. Let's see. Yeah, so it's quite intense on the red color right now. But maybe we should take a bit slower. We can do that by... I think we could actually utilize the fact that...
Okay guys, I will be gone now because train.
Alright, good luck, bro. Enjoy the train.
Yeah. Good luck as well.
Thanks.
See ya.
Bye bye.
Good night.
I think that's a bit slow. Right now, bro, I'm talking real that I'm also coding an AI system with kinda all errors. Yeah, it happens, you know. That's how it goes usually. Right, but now I just realized that this is pretty bad to do actually. Sure, what we're gonna do instead, we're gonna change this to this. And this we can still do. But I still would like to do the division as well, fuck. So, gonna yank that. And then, fuck. Okay, you know what? It's not what I want to do anyways. Now we're gonna do something. You can do 0 and 0 on this thing, so now it should all be red, but slightly just blinking, yeah. This thing is out of my world, so I'm going to go, but keep it up, bro. Alright, thanks. Thank you for stopping by. Okay, it actually works and there's no errors. That's freaking crazy. And all we had to do was just make it inline uniform buffer. That's a little bit easier than I should expect. I think something is wrong. That error, don't leave me, bro. Why the heck they are like my girlfriend? Ouch. They're like my girlfriend, don't leave him. Doesn't leave him, bruh. I think that's actually a problem you kind of would like to have. I think I should make an option that it shouldn't de-init or re-init the thing on start, because right now this is kind of annoying that it does a restart all the time. I would like to probably just have a... it's okay. Anyways, now we got the projection view matrix going. Woo! We just need to make a camera now. Half an hour until I need to go. Can we make a camera? Probably not, but we'll start. But yeah, that's pretty fire, pretty fire. I'm gonna put back on the RBG colors because they are pretty fire. I wanna try something funny while we're at it. What we could do is, I always forget that I actually need to divide it by 2 as well, damn. And then we can paste it in here and paste that in here. Now it's not really, it's just gonna go between white. But if we change this one to cosine, and then we can change this one to tangent. Look at that. What we could also do is, let's see, let me think. Because this goes by position. It would be nice to blend in the position, but we need to consider... What if I do a plus x in here? But then I have to do this first. Yes, I think that will be fine. And this one I plus y. And this one I plus z. Actually, this is not gonna be fine. Oh my god, I cannot type a parentheses. So. It's okay. Come on, problem, I understand, bro. Griffiths, am I right? No offense, I'm going to use AI now. No, AI is fine. Just, sheesh. It's, I'm still, like, trying to figure out, like, the best way to use it so you actually learn, because it's really annoying when you just, you know, don't know what you're doing and just use it, because then it's pretty bad. We'll close that for now. Alright. Let's get the camera. So, I think I will go and actually read a little bit more about that. Vulkan camera. I think the OG Vulkan tutorial is probably the best one still to use, but scene management, that's interesting. But okay, here's this one. I guess it's fine, but not really. Let's see. I'm not gonna be concerned about that, but yeah, this is what we would like to do. Not really, I hate this one. We're gonna change it. We're gonna take Vulkan tutorial. Tutorial, yes. I wanna see the old one, the really OG Vulkan tutorial, because that one has like the core basics and nothing extra kind of stuff. It would be pretty good. This is also something I should store, to be honest, like position, front, up, right. Sure, the world up would also be ideal. World up. Would that even work? Because if I'm gonna do a planet. But yeah, what I would like to do... Yeah, but we don't have the rotors yet. Shit. Get projection matrix. Get view matrix. Get projection matrix. Yeah. Process keyboard. Process input. Mouse callback. I don't really have a... Get projection, get... Yeah, and that is just... Look at... Get view projection. Or get view matrix, get projection matrix. And that's just... Hey, look at position front, and then up. And then get projection matrix aspect. This one we already have. But we need this. Okay, this one seems to explain pretty much in depth. Maybe I should just read this one. Oh, it explains quite well a lot of different... Oh. It's C++ though, but this one is as well. But yeah, we would like to take just the view times the projection. Let's do that. Vulkan. So we got in here this thing. Now we don't want to pass in the identity anymore because the identity will not be good. We want to take in... Well, what we can do is endset dot... Some LSP would be freaking amazing. But I'm not getting that, so... Why? Okay, now it's there. I don't know what happened, it was gone for a moment. Perspective. And let's see, we want the FOV aspect near far in radians. Oh shit. At degree, no? How do I go? STD math degree to radians. Well, actually 90. If I want 90 degree, 1 radians, isn't that just half a radian? And that would be 3. That would be 3.14 divided by 2. No, wait, am I saying that right? Radians. No. So no. It's actually like it's half a pi. That is 90 degrees to radians. But I'm just gonna put 90 and get back basically that. I think aspect. What do I want for aspect? Yeah, okay, so that's this thing. Width divided by height. We can get access to that. So we got basically self dot. We can get it from. Can we get it from the swap chain? We have the extent there. Or we can just use the image as well. Self draw image. But this is what I'm thinking to put inside of the what's it called, swap chain, because I feel like it's a bit weird having them that accessible, but maybe I'm wrong. Extent, and then height, yeah. And then, was it near and then far, or far and then near? It was near and then far. We'll do near 0.1 and then far 1000. What are you trying to make, bro? I'm trying to make a game. If you know Risk of Rain, basically that. Risk of Rain 2, just to be clear, but on planets. FOV, and of course I did this one incorrect. I know it's gonna take a while, but I don't really care, to be honest. Expected after to be found. Okay, I'm gonna take this one at this point out from here because it's getting so hard to read this thing. And just do a const aspect. We should actually just have this stored somewhere else, a fall to this thing, but it's fine. Just to see that I get it right first, you know. And then, oh, can I do this in a more easier convenient? I cannot. But can I just do a float cast? Is this okay? Oh my god. I don't think that's okay. Must have known result. Well, I guess I could do an at as before it. At as F32. And like so. And that one should be pretty happy about it. Not. Expected float or vector type found U32. Well, that's the thing I'm trying to cast. So now, wait, I'm supposed to take this also over here. Oh, now you're lying. Expected float or vector found U32. But how am I float? Okay, wait, float cast, I'm stupid. Float from int is what I'm searching for. Yeah. Float cast my app. Stupid ass, float from int. Okay, and then we get this thing. And this is going to be the const perspective. So that's the projection, I think. Or am I just dumb? Projection, yeah, perspective. And that will pass now into here. We don't even use it, but projection. And then we're gonna take the data. Like so. Let's see. Upsy daisy, upsy daisy. Going crazy. Going crazy once, going crazy twice. Sold to the madman over there. Shit. Let's see. Oh no, what happened? Syntax are unexpected. Okay, so I have forgotten something in the shaders. Let's see. That's fine. What line? 36. Well, that's not good. Okay, there we are. Now we have access to the projection, but let's see, something is still wrong. There, scriptor set layout. The scriptor beacon is scripted inline uniform, but the inline block form block features was not enabled. Oh, I need to enable uniform block feature. Hello, Tosa. What's the progress? We got the uniform buffer working. Apparently, you're actually supposed to have like a descriptor address. If you don't want to use the descriptor pool and descriptor sets, right? You should have like the buffer where you have the data, and then there's a descriptor buffer to have as the actual address thing to access that buffer, like as metadata. But there's an inline kind of extension which you can use to make that same buffer data work as both metadata and actual data, so you can access the uniform buffer. Now I'm just getting a problem that I should enable the extension, but I can still use it, which is pretty funny. I think it's pretty funny. It indicates whether the implementation supports inline, but how do I enable this thing? That's... Well, I guess it's nothing more than just going to the device, right? Even though it works without doing it as of now. Look at all of these like features I'm just enabling one after another. Well, I guess that's kind of the point, right? Oh wait, am I actually just doing this wrong? Can I just... What if I just go back to Vulkan? And then I search for the inline here. Yeah, can I remove the extension there? Because is this in the core already? It is, so then I should be able to just use that and it should work as well. And I wouldn't have to enable the extension. Maybe I'm lying. P descriptor set descriptor VK block, but the inline uniform feature was not enabled. No, you need to still enable the damn thing. Fuck! Okay, I'm a liar. So, what am I inline features? Okay. Inline uniform block. Inline uniform block feature. And this thing, wait, this is visually high, like so. And then buffer this thing, place it over there, so we'll take it there. And now, what is this thing supposed to become? PK structure type physical device. And then here we're supposed to replace this with... Is it just inline? What is this? Inline uniform buffer. I'm just like... I don't know what this thing is supposed to be called, but it sounds like this should be something like this. Block. Feature. And then we have two of these. We have either extension or this one. I think I'm gonna go with this one. It might be the wrong one, because this one has extension over here, but now I'm not using the extension part, I'm using this one. And then... Oh, wait, hold on. Wait. Device descriptor buffer features. Oh, you also have to... no wonder things ain't working. Physical device... Device... Inline... Physical device... What am I supposed to call it? Buffer... Physical device... Buffer... Descriptor buffer, yeah. Why do I not find inline uniform buffer feature there? That's what I want. Oops. Like so. Let's see, what does it say? Inline uniform block. True, descriptor inline uniform block update after bind. Don't know what that means, but what I do know is, or I don't even know, but it sounds like this one should be set to true, and probably c.vk true. Not that it should probably mean the same thing as a normal true, but we're gonna take this thing now, yank it from there, and put it in here, and maybe we're happy now. I don't think we are. What's the problem now? Vulkan spec state. Wait. Ah, wait, it actually got rid of it, so maybe I'm right. Set layout must be multiple of 4. Vulkan spec state VK descriptor inline uniform block, then descriptor count must be a multiple of 4. Why? Why I just have one descriptor count? Why would I want 4 of them? Let's put it in here. Why do I need 4? And how? I don't want 4. Let's see, that's a quirk of inline uniform blocks. Wait, so do you talk about alignment? Because I'm reading the script, the amount, okay, the count must be 4, not alignment. That's how I understand that error. That's the quirk of inline blocks. The descriptor count represents bytes and it must be multiple of 4 alignment. So instead of descriptor count, you need the descriptor GPU size, which is, because which is 68 bytes for matrix, but you will round up to 68. Let me fix descriptor change layout isn't in it. So there's a quirk with that. Yeah, okay, now I understand. Change descriptor layout in it. Well, yeah, because of the inline that we're doing here. So the why this is different from normal descriptors. Normal descriptor count number of elements array length. Yes. No, wait. Inline size in bytes. Is it actually? Because descriptor count isn't that just how many descriptors you want, not whatever it's telling right here. What the fuck? Maybe I'm misunderstanding what it's trying to tell me. But I'm a bit unsure that it should be. But yeah, okay. This I can be okay with to do, because that makes sense. Size of... And because it's an extern, it should be fine. I'm also telling to use the C standard. Is it CAB also for shaders when you use alignment? Maybe. So it should understand that that's what I want then. But yeah, this is the descriptor layout. Should probably call it something different, but let's see. There, we're super happy. No problems, no errors, just running like it should. Alright. Now, we can go to the vertex shader. And because we got this now, we should be able to do a multiplication on... wait, is this the way I'm supposed to do it? Yeah, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Scene data dot view projection. And it's gone. Absolute cinema. What the fuck? I think that's what I should be doing, isn't it? Why is the thing like dying almost? Position, yeah. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Where do we have the launch? There. Launch. Take a snapshot. Open that thing. Submits everything to render, so that's still pretty fine. And the triangle is there. They're just behind me. Why can I not move? I should be able to move in this thing. Now I can. Okay. So, they're behind me. That's not right. Okay, I don't know why they're behind me. What is their position? Hold on. Attribute. What the fuck? Am I looking in the right thing? What the fuck is going on? What the fuck is going on? No, wait. How can it even draw? I cannot see the data correctly? But if I couldn't... What the fuck? I'm about to what? What the fuck? I mean, it makes sense that I cannot see it because it's behind me, but it also doesn't make sense because I'm also supposed to see the data here that it would say negative. And if it's just garbage values, well then it shouldn't even show me this thing in here. So, that's super funny. What the fuck? Always having problems with these projection beam matrices. Always. Because I never understand them really. I just mess around until they work. That should not be the case. What the fuck? What the fuck? Okay, I'm gonna look at the top right now. Let's see. What do I tell for the coordinates? Position. I don't tell anything. They should all be at 0. So that means that my projection view matrix is starting a bit uncomfortable. But that's okay. What we could try to do then, we can try to do this. What if I just go up here at the top and we take this thing, because -1 should put it further back or like in the front of us, so it should move. Now it's behind, so if I put -1 it should move here. Let's see if it does that. Well, I don't see anything, so I'm gonna take another snapshot and we're gonna go back into here. And what? That's the old one. Don't save that. Okay. This is the new one. Oh wow. Replay. Maybe that's also the old one, is it? I have no idea. Not at all. Okay, I'm gonna take this thing with me over to here. Take another snapshot. Should see something somewhere. I do not see anything. It should tell me about this thing. Let's restart it. I don't know. Okay, I don't know why something weird went on over there, but mesh, draw. It didn't even update, but how can it even? How can it even? What the fuck? Okay. Gonna take it to here. I'm gonna go in here. And then we're just gonna say it's just, we're not gonna move the position around. We're just gonna tell it to be the position that you get it from the actual thing. X, Y. Oh, but I don't use the actual Z position, no wonder. Okay, let's take a snapshot on that. No. Okay, let's open this thing up. Mesh viewer. No, I don't know what happened to the projection matrix. It just got squashed like crazy. I changed the shaders. I didn't even change the matrix. What the fuck? That's bullshit. What the fuck? What? What? Why is the... Is it moved? One of these should have definitely like... Why is it not showing me the stuff about these things? Like it used to do that before I did. If I don't multiply by the projection, then it's fine. That's crazy. Take another snapshot. Go back to here, open it up. Open it here, mesh viewer. What? Now this is broken. That's crazy. But it does the right thing. Kind of. I don't know what's... Actually, I don't know what's going on. That's... It's showing me different things. What? What? What game project are you working on? Yeah, it's not loading that thing, but okay, it's loading. Never mind, it's not loading. It's basically Risk of Rain 2 that I want to create, but on planets. But I also want to experiment with new Vulkan features and hot reloading, so Yeah, trying to do that basically at the same time. I don't get it. This should move the position of these things. Let's see if I put this at 1. Still doesn't seem to... Am I just dumb as hell? Position... Should take... Oh my god. Yep, I'm super dumb. This is what I need to do. There. Okay, maybe now if I multiply by the scene data view projection and take a snapshot, replay capture failed, API level failed, memory, don't know what it's talking about. Take another snapshot. Why is it actually just failing to load these things? I haven't had that before, that's new. Okay, no, it's still failing to get them. More debug information. I think it's because it still tries to load with debug extension enabled, when it shouldn't. Some school, looking forward to seeing your progress. I see you're already done a lot of live streams, lol. Yeah. I have done a lot, going back and forth. Most of them were just 1 hour long. I'm trying to put in more hours now. And we got that far in the previous version. It also had hot reloading, but not for assets, which I'm trying to do for this new one. And also trying to make clearer code base. But I got a few more programmers now involved in this new version, so I think we'll do a lot better. Also, that one at the top, so it had some problems with rotations. So yeah, I was using Oilers and Oilers won't do good. So we're switching to rotors. Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much the plan right now. And now I'm fucking something else up. I don't get it. Why? But it shouldn't launch this thing with the... I don't get it why it's launching with the debug options. It shouldn't. That's so weird. Replaying the capture failed at the API level failed. Allocating fake back buffer texture memory VK result VK error invalid opaque capture address. More debugging information be available, enabling API validation on replay file. File open capture with option. I don't know what's going on. I can't even do a simple debug. What the fuck? No. What if I just do this and then I do another one? No. Then that one crashes. And now this one is also broken. Okay, I think I need to ask Harold about the windowing library because it seems to fuck up when it actually does the reload with that. I'm gonna DM him real quick. Wait, he's online, but I'm not gonna disturb him. Yeah, wait, but I just realized I cannot even debug this thing if I cannot get... Oh my god! No! Well, also it's probably something bad with this thing. I should probably read that, but I'm not gonna do that. I should actually be going to sleep. But we're gonna do just a little bit more because I just don't want to go to sleep yet. Like... I'm just gonna take a snapshot from there, and this one went good to open once, but then I can't open it a second time for some funny reason. But yeah, I don't know what's up with these values. I don't get the information I'm trying to find, which is super strange. At least that seems to be okay. Do we have... Yeah, the points are also tweaked. But the view projection is like... I don't think it's supposed to be this flat. Or is that actually... What the fuck? Let me change a few things. Degrees to radians. It's supposed to take in that, I'm pretty sure about it. Radians, aspect, width divided by height, near 0.14 1000. I think I did a custom one because it was weird. Gonna try it out real quick. Not gonna put it in there, we're gonna put it here at the bottom. Not keep it though, I'm gonna send a request to change it if that's what needs to be done. But we're gonna try that. Paste that in there. And let's see. Yeah, but I cannot see the change unless if the application crashes because right... Fuck. Oh, it actually loaded this time. I don't know why it's not persistent with that. I don't know why the data is not even right. No, still... What the fuck? What the fuck is... That's okay. But yeah, I should be able to see... I don't know, do I have actually the wrong thing selected somehow? Brother, this is so weird. Nah, I can't believe it. What's going on with this thing anyways? Okay, I don't know. Maybe it's not wrong. What made you decide to use Zig? I think I was mainly using C++. Or actually, I have been a big C fan. But then I went to C++ because I thought it was super cool and convenient, all the things you could do with it. And then I started to read more about cache lines and how things works under the hood. I'm still no expert though, but... And I was like, C++ is just goddamn awful. And I started to read more about C. And I was like, maybe I should just go back to C. But then I had friends suggest me to try out Zig. I was like, okay, that's interesting, and then looked into it more. I was like, okay, it's actually pretty good. There's a few things I dislike with it still, though, that it's well, it's still early, like early versions of it. So yeah, how do you say, it's still constantly updated, so if you do something you have to change it again and again and again, but it's for the good, better good, I guess. But yeah, also I read more about differences between object-oriented programming and data-oriented, and I just started to dislike object-oriented the more I read about it. For performance, but also clarity, I found that Zig is clear in what the code does and how it works. So that's why I'm using Zig nowadays. I still have a lot to learn, writing kind of like following, what's it called? The standard basically of how you should write structures and namespaces, and yeah, you can clearly see I haven't been following it because this is a actual copy-paste from a C++ tutorial. So I'm not really following. This is how they should be written. I have written them like this, which is not good. I'm gonna rename them right now. But yeah, I don't really follow it that clearly. But yeah, I found that Zig is super explicit in what the code does, and that's why I like it and why I use it. There's no hidden logic or abstractions. The only thing I'm mixing up. It would be a lot cleaner if I didn't use C, but I do use a lot of C libraries, so it gets a hell of unclear. Like for example, if I go to this proc address, right? But metaprogramming is also super cool in Zig. I still suck at it, and this was just... I just took my friend's code and slightly tweaked it so it would work with this. For example here, I forgot to do this call convention C at the end of the function, or this declaration, or signature, whatever you want to call it. But then it's fucked up, the whole thing. Like, it was the right, like, signature, it was the right stuff, but when it tried to load the function, it was like, that's broken, because there's slightly, like, differences in the, when you combine it with C, right? Because C ABI and FFI and stuff like that. I'm no expert, but yeah, that's why I think it fucked up. And yeah. But that's not Zig fault, that's C's. So yeah, okay. But yeah, I would use C if Zig didn't exist, but Zig is just so it's so beautiful, honestly. It's so clear. And I think I'm just gonna dive deeper into it and go more into it as times go on. Hopefully I will have that opportunity. I think I will always have it, but as long as Zig continues to develop, right? If Zig stops, then I guess I will just switch to C. But I don't think Zig will stop developing. Maybe C3? Nah, I don't know. But yeah. Yeah, I should actually go to sleep because I need to wake up early tomorrow. We'll look closer into this projection view matrix tomorrow, I guess. Now it crashes again. I don't understand! But it's a fine, it's a fine. But wait, I guess, actually one thing we could do, I think that should work. Okay, if you go into here, and I really need to get the model also, the model matrix, but if I do this to like minus 10, do all of them to minus 10, how about that? Let's go crazy, minus 10 on all of them. Either this will become super small, or we will actually have something that we can see. Or we won't see it at all. That's also an option. Okay, let's see. Save that. Okay, we won't see anything. Great! Then it's... something is very wrong, because in Vulkan, when you put negative values, it should walk further away. But not... minus 10 shouldn't take it that far away, I feel. Let's see, save that. Nothing. And I cannot... it doesn't load these things, so I have no idea. Maybe if I did a minus 2. Oh yeah, but because the projection view is such a small little shit. Okay, maybe I should just sleep and try to fix this tomorrow and ask Harold to fix the window library to be a bit better. Yeah. Okay, one more thing. I'm gonna try to do minus 1. Minus 1. Oh my god. Why does that even work? Okay, wait. I can probably do this to do it a bit faster. Why did you go the whole way down there? What the hell? Like so, and then we're gonna do that. And I did the wrong thing. Minus 1, like so. Wait, it was there for a moment. What the fuck? Maybe... oh shit, okay. Now, that we will... wait! Why is it... now it's there. What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? Huh? Okay. Thank you for the stream. No worries. Thank you for watching. We will continue tomorrow. And tomorrow I'm pretty confident we'll get the projection view matrix. Hopefully. Good night, everybody. Bye bye.